number 3 from Georgia. Loena Hendrickx. Judge number 4 from Canada. Rion Sumiyoshi. Judge number 5 from Republic of Korea. Rion Sumiyoshi. Judge number 6 from Finland. Hana Yoshida. Judge number 7 from Slovakia. Judge number 8 from Belgium. Judge number 9 from the United States of America. The technical panel also represents the ISU. Technical controller, Rion Ottoman. The technical specialist, Constantine Costin and Isabeau Levito.
Welcome everyone to Beijing in the final day of the Grand Prix final. Such a big, beautiful, expansive city of Beijing as we take a look at the outside of the National Indoor Stadium, the host for the Junior and Senior Grand Prix final this week. I'm Ted Barton, along with Mark Hanratty.
And so inspired already by the skating that has taken place, and so excited to see what is yet to come in the women's event coming up next in the National Indoor Stadium. Such an incredible facility that is helping some of the skaters to achieve personal bests
The facilities themselves here, of course, of Olympic quality and caliber, built for the 2008 Summer Olympic Games and the 2022 Winter Olympic Games. They are spectacular indeed, and a wonderful experience for the juniors, but also the seniors here in Beijing at the final.
Yes, and we've seen an ice dance event where all 6 of the teams that qualified for the final had competed in Beijing just short of 2 years ago at the Winter Olympics in 2022. In the women's event coming up, only 2 of the 6 that have qualified for the final were here in Beijing to compete at the Winter Olympic Games. But rest assured, I think many, if not all of them, will have their sights set on 2026 when the Olympic movement makes its way to Milano Cortina. Be interesting to see what happens here and how that affects the trajectory of the skaters wishing to be medalists at that event.
Well, no question, the facility for any athlete in any sport really adds to the excitement and the prestige and the honor to be able to compete at this level. So we will watch the women in their free skating program, the top 6 in the Grand Prix series this season, and all very capable, quality skaters, Mark.
And interesting to have seen some mistakes be made. Sad to see some mistakes being made, but hopefully, as we've seen in some of the other disciplines, that can be used as a catalyst to some brilliant second performances. And hopefully that will be the case for Isabeau Levito, who opens the women's free skate.
Now, we've talked about that a little earlier in the week, the number of high-level competitions these athletes go through. As we take a look at the officials, is not as many as leagues, if you will. So every competition is so important to gaining experience, even the bad ones that drive you on, fuel you, if you will, on to better performances later in the season as we look at the technical panel for the women's free program.
Yeah, and for some of the competitors, it's a maintenance of their brilliance. So for the likes of the final competitor, the world champion Kaori Sakamoto, there's a semblance of maintaining her brilliance, as I suggest. Whereas maybe for the likes of Rion Sumiyoshi on our screen now, who will be jumping a higher tech content, this is still developmental stage with a view towards peaking in just over 2 years' time. So each athlete coming in with different aspirations.
You never know how these experiences fuel not today, but tomorrow. And tomorrow could be in a month, but it could also be 2 or 3 years from now. We'll see what happens as these top 6 women on the Grand Prix take to the ice for their introductions. Skating first, Isabeau Levito from the United States. Beautiful skater, had some challenges in the short program, like to redeem herself in the free program. And from Japan, Rion Sumiyoshi. She was 5th in the short program. Also from Japan, Hana Yoshida. And the first of 2 Belgium skaters in the final, Nina Pinzarrone, finds herself in 3rd place after the short program. And in 2nd, going into the free program, Loena Hendrickx.
Representing Japan.
And the 2-time world champion, the leader after the short program, Kaori Sakamoto.
Skaters, your 6-minute warm-up begins now.
Kaori really was marvelous in the short program, a justifiable, convincing win with a comfortable 4-point lead. As we touched on, though, you just wonder, what are Kaori's sights set upon? Has she got a long-term athlete development plan to lead towards a title in 2026? Certainly, I suspect that's the case for the skater on our screen now, Isabeau Levito, who, interestingly though, appeared to take some time in the off-season this year to do some shows, and that has actually, the experience of being in shows alongside the likes of great former world champion from Canada, Kurt Browning, has re-enlightened a joy in her skating, and she articulated that through those experiences, Stars and Ice.
She said after the short program, it was a bad skate in the short program. Not an excuse, just that she was a little bit sick right now, but in general, nothing really wrong. Tomorrow, another day. This day is another day. We'll see how that goes. Really thankful for all the fans who supported her.
This skater is in 5th after the short program.
Now to
and is
Rion
going to the Grand Prix
Sumiyoshi.
final on the strength of a
She
silver at Grand Prix
excited
Excellence and
so
bronze
many
at
upon
Grand
landing
Prix
that clean
France.
quadruple
She is a
toe loop
skater who
earlier in
has
the Grand
led
Prix
at
series.
quadruple toe loop
She's
in
now seen
competition.
Mao
Let's
Shimada,
welcome
the
from
junior world
Japan,
champion,
Sumiyoshi
replicate her
Rion.
success with a clean quad toe of her own in the junior ranks. But Rion saying that just inspires her further.
Interesting, after the short program, Rion said, I think that the mistakes in the short program were because I might have been too nervous and felt overwhelmed. The surface felt a bit soft, so if you weren't conscious of it, it lead to a mistake. That might have been what had happened in the actual performance, and looking forward to the free program.
After the short program, and with a 4th place at Skate America, followed by the gold at Cup of China, she is here at the Grand Prix final.
Hana Yoshida, I just love the short program that she has. So creative, so unique. But unfortunately, 2 falls yesterday. See her languishing lower than she's capable of, but she acknowledges she's used to making a comeback. She'll intend to do that now.
And she said after the short program that today, I want to do my best with all my might to make the most of this chance I seized and turn it into something meaningful. Although the takeoff in the axle wasn't perfect at all, I thought it couldn't land it. Tomorrow I will skate with the feeling I'll definitely land it. We'll find out shortly.
National junior champion. She won
And now to Nina Pinzarrone, who it was exciting to see her competing as a Belgian woman alongside Loena Hendrickx. She's not just qualified to be here, she has stormed away to podium place after the short program, and it would be nothing short of incredible if she and Loena can maintain those positions after the free skate.
She said after the short program, I'm really happy about what I showed today and that I made it here. I felt actually calm, not many nerves, just wanted to enjoy the opportunity. But now the pressure will be on. We'll find out how she handles that.
This is her 2nd trip to the Grand Prix final, having won the bronze
Now
medal
to
at
Loena Hendrickx.
She is coached by her brother Jorik,
And the sense that Loena now this season is here to skate because she loves to skate, that she wants to be here. We felt after the world silver medal in 22 that there was pressure upon her throughout last year. Now a different energy in the Belgian skater.
She said after the short, I really fully enjoyed skating today. I think you could see it on my face, and came back from the Cup of China quite ill, so fully recovered, hopefully at this point.
She is a 2-time Olympian.
And now to Kaori Sakamoto. She has fond memories of Beijing. She was the Olympic bronze medalist. And that was the turning point for this athlete, who then went on to take the first of her 2 titles in 2022. And now, the way she's skating this year, looks like she's on target for a 3rd title come Montreal in March.
Yes, Mark, after the short program, she said, today I'm very satisfied because I think I was able to give my best performance. I want to answer the expectations of those around me and my own expectations as well. I was able to do well in the short program in the previous Grand Prix final. The real competition starts from here, the free program, and that starts right now. We'll see.
Well, we saw Madison Chalk and Evan Bates finally take a Grand Prix final title on their 7th outing. Kaori Sakamoto, she's not even podiumed yet at the Grand Prix final despite having won 2 world titles, so you have to assume it's...
Well, that'll be the motivation. That'll be her motivation, and also the experience that she's gained over the past few seasons, and 2 world titles should help her keep her focus to close that chapter out and finally capture a Grand Prix final title.
And as we see Hana Yoshida, she'll be hoping to use the triple axel that she successfully performed to climb onto the podium. But for Nina Pinzarrone, it's more about the quality of what she can produce. She's not relying upon triple axel or quads, and it opens an interesting talking point about what will become necessity for podium places in this Olympic cycle. Will they return as a necessity for the greatest results, or will Kaori, who I don't know if Kaori is working on triple axel now, I'm not sure. Be interesting just to see though whether or not she thinks that she can ride out the rest of this Olympic cycle without one or not.
Well, you spoke about this a little earlier in the week about the big elements might be a point difference, but the overall quality in the PCs, the skating skills, the composition, the presentation, the performance, of course, can make up the difference, but it's not guaranteed. It's a little bit more subjective, of course, as the skaters leave the ice and they get ready to start this competition, the second to final event this week in Beijing at the Grand Prix final.
Our first skater represents
Here is
United
our first
States of
competitor
America.
representing the United States of America. 16-year-old Isabeau Levito did not have a good short program, looking to redeem herself, get back on track here. 138.08 is her season's best. A 143 is her personal best in the free program. She will skate to the White Crow.
That was the combination Isabeau was hoping for in the short program. Triplets, triple toe. And that, the double axel landing that she wanted yesterday, beautifully clean. May not be the greatest takeoff edge, but quality through the triplets or the triple sacco. She just doesn't hit a bad line. Beautiful movement within the choreo sequence.
Well, this is exactly what Isabeau Levito is capable of and wanted to deliver here in the free program. Looked to be very alert and aware, very sharp in the jump exits, not hoping to land, taking control to land. And of course, this music is a perfect fit for her style.
Yes, completely agree. The White Crow soundtrack, a popular piece being used by many, but so fitting for this skater who does aesthetically makes the most beautiful shapes of the field. It'd be interesting to see how the tech score compares, but a new dress for this event and a new mindset, it seems, compared to the short program for Isabeau.
Yeah, this I think is her best performance of the season in the free program, and look at the joy on her face. This was mission accomplished. It was really not a strong short program, but a very strong free program. Just a little bit more speed on the landings of these jumps is going to take her much further, of course.
Yes, and this, the triple lutz, triple toe, it turned into a double yesterday. And then good drive up into the air in the right foot. Glorious textbook air position there on the double axel.
Yeah.
Lovely shot there. And that openness of back, just such a beautiful line. The edge takeoff there of the flip, I question whether or not that will be picked up by the tech panel, but akin to what she used as a transitional exit in the short program. Good composition, change of edge, and a high free leg on the takeoff of the lutz, but maintains speed throughout the Euler triple salto. And then exploiting the phenomenal flexibility that she has within the choreo sequence. And although there appears to be no facial expression, that was the perfect facial expression for that part of the music.
Calmness.
Serene. I love the fingertip extension there. And for Isabeau, sorry, I was going to say for Isabeau, you wonder, I keep referencing the Olympic Games, but her mother Maria is Italian, and her mother was so passionately committed to Isabeau's success as a skater, and I wonder if, as an Italian speaker as well in Isabeau, whether or not she's really fixated on that as a focal point in her career too. But for now, success in Beijing.
What a beautiful closing picture, and a kiss and cry thrill. Just such pure joy for such hard work to deliver at the moment.
Isabeau Levito has earned
138 is her season's best. She has a 135.33. First skater out in this event with a 199.86 total score for the competition. But that is regardless the pure joy of a clean, for her, a clean skate at this stage of the season.
Our next skater represents Japan.
From Japan, Rion Sumiyoshi,
Rion.
20 years old. Her season's best is 136.04. She takes her starting position, and she will skate to Enchantress by 2 steps from hell.
Superb double axel triple toe to warm up before the quad toe that's intended to be next. Just opening up after 2 rotations. recovering with the triple loops that she didn't have in the short program. Solid triple flip, triple toe late in the program.
Wow, this young woman, Rion Sumiyoshi, was fueled by the music. Wonderful musicality, Mark, on the step sequence, just beautiful as the music built to a climax at the end of the program. Really bone-chilling.
Yes, and Rihanna has achieved attention around the skating community for the quad toe that she achieved earlier in the Grand Prix series, but she backs that up with, as you say, musicality. She's a beautiful style across the ice. She is quite the all-rounded package, and although she didn't land or rotate the quad toe today, she's still a very well-rounded skater that's made her claim for the podium.
And you can tell taking off on the quad there, when you can sense that you're on a big lean, you just pull the ripcord and bail out of that, because it would be a dangerous landing, as the teddy bears are coming across the boards as well.
Her components won't be as strong as Isabeau, but this jump technique facilitates and showcases more flow and more glide and more ice coverage. That double axel triple toe, beautiful. Here's that quad toe takeoff, just slipping off axis, and she actually did well to not have a fall and incur the 1 point deduction for it on that. No such problems with the loop, although maybe a little question mark over the rotation at the end. The technical panel could put a cue for quarter rotation short beside that. Wait to see. And it's interesting, Ted, as we see this triple flip, triple toe. As to moving forward with Rion, her components aren't as good as Isabeau at this stage, as we see the Sako. But if she could, moving forward, develop more consistency with the quad toe in competition, then that could be a game changer. And you expect for the skaters that their program component scores are more guaranteed to evolve and develop and improve over time. Not as often the case that at seniors that the tech score, the tech difficulty in the planned program content will increase. So it's an interesting debate, as we were discussing in warm-up, about the plan for the likes of Rion Sumiyoshi over the years to come.
Yeah, she had a downgraded triple toe loop, 2 jumps on the quarter, and 1 under rotated as well. So losing some points with under rotations, some bigger than others, of course. But what a dynamic performance. And her PCs are all in the mid 6s, 7s, pardon me. They're all the same, actually, 7.61 for each component. So just a delightful program and performance, but some problems, small problems as they might be, losing points. Technical elements. Let's take a look at the free program score, 121.76. That is second in the free program. Result of those under rotations with a 180.39 total score for the competition. That'll put her into second place, at least for the moment, with 4 skaters to come. Maybe a little disappointment with the scores, Mark, but I think the performance and the emotion of the program really well delivered. As we take a look at Hana Yoshida from Japan, our next competitor, a 139.32 season's best. She's done a 141 before. That was back in 2022. And she'll need a 131.22 to take the lead.
Triple axel attempt yesterday in the short program. That will be the first element. Loads of speed into it. And success. Triple axel to start, and the speed coming out of the element. Impressive too. They're running edges on the landings of that, the triple loop, really pushing the grades of execution. Increase in speed within the combination spin.
Well, another very happy competitor at the end of the program, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
Some great speed throughout the elements.
Yoshida, Hana.
It's interesting because I love the short program for Hana Yoshida. Love the concept, the choreography, the movement. This I didn't connect with as much. However, in terms of the component scores, the speed, the flow, the glide that Hana Yoshida showcased should make those components really, really good. And there's no doubting that technically she laid it down.
Well, she's in the low 8s rate at the moment for the PCs, and a really good technical score as well. She's going to top her season's best at 139 and maybe even beat her personal best. So this, at least for her, was a triumph.
And great to see triple axel done in the senior competition. Here it is. Is it fully rotated? I think a quarter rotation short it may be. But this glorious amount of speed on the landing of the triple toe after the double axel, and impressive that the height and distance of both parts of the jump equally good. That positive feature for the judges. So we see the running edge on the back of that triple loop, backed up with some good body movement. And the fact that Hana, maybe a quarter rotation short, but the fact that she was successful in the triple axel amidst all the other triples that we're seeing now, in addition to Amber Glenn landing triple axel, good to see that their women's skater in the senior rank still pushing the technical boundaries. So we see another triple combination to the delight of her coach Mia Hamada. And I was referencing Rion Sumiyoshi's quality as a skater in addition to tech score, but we can see from that outside spread eagle there's class and refinement in Hana's movement as well. And this was amazing ice coverage across the triple salchow, the double axel and the double toe, right in front of the judging panel. As we, sorry, I was just going to say, as we see the components coming in, skating skills the highest, I would agree with that for Hana on this program. Yesterday, I would have given perhaps more in the composition. So,
I was about to say that even a hand looks nice in super slow motion.
yeah.
Let's take a look at the free program scores for Hana Yoshida of Japan. She's wanting to beat her 139 or even the 141, her personal best. And she has the season's best at 142.51. I think they think that's a bit of a surprise. And of course, they're thrilled with a 203.16 as Hana takes over the lead. Wow. Thank you.
The fans are really giving some interesting toys here.
Yeah, no question. Whoop, there goes one in front of the camera. In the bow of the Swan. And this puts a little pressure on Nina Pinzarrone. Of course, not a lot of experience at the senior level, and finds herself qualifying for this and thrilled with that. And she's in third place. And with that performance right in front of her, it'll be interesting to see how she copes. 133.06 is her personal best, season best. She will skate the free program here at the Grand Prix final to Spartacus.
Landing on the triple loops, she was hoping for a triple combination. That the best jump so far for Nina, triple salto. Making the required combination for the second triple lutz. Question mark over the rotation of the landing of the triple toe. Sensational speed in the Bielmann for Nina.
Wow. Looked a little nervous and a little tight at the first half of the program, Mark, but started to settle down halfway through and came up with some nice elements, some better performance, but, you know, have to be a little bit nervous coming in third place in your first Grand Prix final and second skater from Belgium.
Yes, and I think that I completely agree in regards to the inevitable nerves. I have great admiration for the fact that Nina appeared to, whilst being nervous, suppress them enough to get the job done. I just think the technical panel will now be reviewing the rotation, that tension, that nerves seem to just diminish the cleanliness of the jump landings and the flow and glide that she would have hoped for.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I have such admiration for this young woman. She's 17 years old and finds herself maybe unexpectedly here at the final and handling herself with grace and style and determination.
And she suffered from injuries in past seasons. She suffered from non-optimal training, as we see that triple lutz, that I think a quarter of a rotation short. Have a look at this, the flip, which also the technical panel here think it's okay, but it won't have the same positive GOE, the same bolster from the judges that Salco would have. And this, the second that she knew she needed to make it a combination, otherwise it'd be a repeat. She manages to rotate a triple toe, but that definitely an under-rotated jump, so lower value than she's capable of. But as I say, although this not the dream skate she would have hoped for, she must be so well trained that even under the pressure, she manages to hold it together enough to avoid any falls or pops.
Yeah, this was a good experience, even though she can skate better than this, no question, but to be on the big stage here, a lot of experience has been gained here and confidence as well. set herself up for the rest of the season.
Absolutely, and acknowledging the injuries that she's had. She also, the elite sports school where she used to train is still closed, and so she has to travel now to 2 different rinks every day to chase sufficient training time for this level of competition. As we see an amazing overhead shot of her final position. So the commitment from her and her team is epic.
And I think that is a smile of just gratification to be here and to fight through that free program.
Pinzarrone has earned
128.19. That is third in the free program with a total competition score of 194.91. And that will put Nina overall into second place, at least for the moment. 2 skaters to come.
Our next skater represents Belgium.
Well, our next competitor also represents Belgium. The well-known and experienced Loena Hendrickx, second after the short program, 24 years old. A 145.36 is her season's best, and she'll need a 129.92. She certainly has the ability for that, as she will skate the free program to Break My Soul.
Ooh la la. Ooh la 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 la. Ooh la la.
Fabulous start, big triple loops, triple toe. Now Loena popped the next jump in practice this morning. She struggled a little with the triple flip in the short program. But she delivered a beauty here now.
Fellas that were in the mood, don't just stand there, let's get to it. Strike a pose, there's nothing to it. Bow, 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 bow.
Popping the second loops into double.
That's awesome.
Isn't
That
it?
is just, as she looks over at the Swiss timing. Oh my gosh, when I watch this program, it's so mature, full of transitional choreography every single moment. This is a very physical program, let alone the jumping and the spinning. She had to skate with attitude because the music had attitude. It was physical, it was delightful.
And what's exciting and admirable from Loena Hendrickx is her vocal choice to do something different. She wants to show a different side to skating. She wants to potentially do something really valuable for the sport. She wants to create non-conventional music choices, both the short program and the free skate, not, for want of a better word, perhaps safe choices. She wants to have something that she obviously loves, and it's a different style. And hopefully, that will do what the sport wants and needs, attract more interest and viewership and fans from a different section of society, perhaps.
Well, I have always liked her skating. Now I am a fan of her skating. That was awesome and not risky, but different and brilliant. Now let's talk technically here, Mark.
Yeah, she started so brilliantly with that, the triple lutz, triple toe. And as I say, she popped the flip in the morning practice. But lots of elevation and quality as she pulls the back outside edge into change of edge. This, the second lutz, this popping into the double. And I think for Loena, she's still, for her, an athlete who's twice been a world medalist, this is still kind of early in the season. You can see that fatigue setting in on that triple flip, double toe, double loop. I think the flip, a little short of rotation, not able to sustain a landing position on the loop either. And that, understandable when you're as exhausted as this program will be physically. As the season continues, more run-throughs under her belt, she'll have just that little bit more energy in her legs to commit to the closing stages. But that said, I think no matter how exhausted Loena would be, she'd happily interpret all the presentation commitment right to this end position in front of the referee, Helena Gordon-Polterak, who graciously smiles right back at her.
Well, I think Helena enjoyed the attitude of the music and the performance, and she carried it all the way through. That was simply delightful, and as you mentioned, completely different bringing that to the ice, and that will attract, as you mentioned, perhaps new fans. Wow, that was great. That was really great.
And I think there's no doubt technically it will be stronger for Hana Yoshida, who delivered that wonderful triple axel, but Hana was 13 points behind Loena Hendrickx in the short program, so I think Luna's probably done enough overall.
Let's see, 145 was their season's best, but this is just a 130.11. That is third in the free program. Total competition score, there it is, 203.36, and she takes the lead, maybe not by much, but she's there. Wow, look at that. 2/10 of a point, yeah. Every single movement counts. Every detail, so important. Wow, that's great. And we still have one more to come. And we'll, by the way, the two-time world champion. Final competitor. And it only gets better, we hope. Kaori Sakamoto wanting to prove, wanting to take her first Grand Prix title. As Mark mentioned, had even medaled at this event. 23 years old. 151, season's best. Running that at Skate Canada, week number 2. She'll skate the free program to Wild is the wing and feeling good.
Unlike Hana Yoshida, Kaori will not use a triple axel, but the double axel that she opens the program with is the definition of textbook. Oh, and that back 3 turn and the sustained inside edge out of it, showcasing her skating skill.
Love me, love me, love me. Say you do. let me fly away. For my love is like the wind, and wild is the wind. So wild is the wind. So wild, so wild is the
Kaori's step sequence, an opportunity to see why her skating skills are the strongest of the field. Deepest edge set of any we've seen.
birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Woo, and I feel. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn.
This is important.
It's a new life.
Brilliantly done, triple flip, triple toe. And the crowd really getting behind Kaori with the double axel, triple toe, double toe.
Really, it is extraordinary. This is not only a wonderful skater, this is a seasoned and comfortably confident two-time world champion. What a competitor.
Absolutely, and for a few years, over the last decade or so, I heard grumblings about, we couldn't connect with any skater, that there was always a new up-and-coming next skater, and so fans of the sport never got to know the humans behind the champion. And I can understand that point now more, because we're seeing Kaori Sakamoto, we're connecting with her, we're getting to enjoy her. She's the champion, she continues to come back and give us more, and it's helped by the fact that she just seems to be the most delightful human being ever, on top of being the best female skater in the world at the moment.
What a sense of humor, what a charming personality, what a fierce competitor. She has it all, and so much fun to watch. And can she three-peat, if you will? You mentioned that hasn't happened since, what, 1968, you said?
Peggy Fleming, yep.
Yeah.
How amazing that would be. And, I was talking, as we look at this double axel, I was referencing earlier about Rion Sumiyoshi, her quad toe, or Hana Yoshida. There's the change edge in the loops. That's a recurring issue for Kaori. That should be flagged in the grade of execution. But I mentioned in the other competitors already about tactics for the Olympic cycle and increased technical difficulty, and the debate as to whether or not Kaori needs a triple axel or quad. At this stage, I didn't miss it at all. She has so much quality, apart from in this flip where she stepped out.
But that was the only mistake she left on the ice.
Yeah. And she looks, you know, as expected as the season progresses, increased stamina, increased fitness. She was able to deliver even more in the components, and now all three of her components into the 9s out of 10. And I think that's justifiable because she was more committed towards the end of the program.
You can win in many different ways. You can win just technically with incredible triples and quads, or you can win all-round skating, and that's what we see here. So no one challenges to the highest level of multiple quads at this moment. But Kaori has the highest quality overall and continues to deliver that on a regular basis.
And my understanding is, I think, scrolling the internet, but I think that Kaori's had the same coaches since very early in her career. A lot of the Japanese skaters will swap and change, understandably, but what a celebration for Kaori and her coaching staff that have supported her.
Looking to top her 151, and she is a 148.35. That is, and there is a personality. There it is, with a 225.70. Kaori Sakamoto of Japan takes her first Grand Prix final title by 22 points.
Yeah, so well deserved as the coach offers her tissue.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the video board where we will have an interview with the winner coming up shortly.
It's interesting, Teresa from the International Skating Union social media team posed the Japanese team the question, who's the most fun member of the Japanese team? And most of them mentioned Kaori Sakamoto.
Wow, that was a great event. That was a lot of fun.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, some good skates by this group of young women, Kaori, Loena, and Hana, top three, and you can see how close it was between second and third, just 0.2 of a point. That's really remarkable. Fierce competition, and this just sets up, this closes out the first half of the season really, and it sets up the second half. Of course, the European Championships will take place in Lithuania. Then we have the four continents back in China and the World Championships in Montreal. So 3 more big competitions to happen, as well as the national championships. And I know a lot of people will keep their eyes on the Japanese nationals, the American nationals, and we go downstairs to an interview with the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just finished the women's free skating competition. I'm really happy to be here with our winner, Sakamoto Kaori. Congratulations, amazing performance. How are you feeling now?
今の気持ちはもうとにかくグランプリシリーズ、カナダ、フィンランドでまず優勝して、その後ファイナルで優勝して1位、1位、1位を取るのが目標だったので、その目標を達成することができて、とにかく今はホッとしています。
我现在的心情非常的激动。这个赛季我连续赢得了芬兰站、法国站和这次总决赛的冠军，然后这已经达到了我3连冠的这种目标。我现在的心情是非常的，我现在非常的安心，感觉到非常的开心。
I am really happy now. I have won the Finland and France and the finals of the Grand Prix, and now I'm really excited. I have reached my goals. Thank you, everyone. You had a really good season this year. What's your next goal?
次の目標はやっぱり、直近である試合が全日本選手権なので、その全日本選手権で、3連覇を目指して、すぐに切り替えて頑張っていきたいなと思っています。
我接下来的目标是想要赢得全日本锦标赛的冠军，然后能够拿到全日本的3连冠，然后这样的话，我这次比赛结束之后，我也很快的转换我的心情去准备新的比赛。
I want to win the championship of Japan, and I want to win the next competition. What do you want to say to your fans?
本 当に中国この会場に応援に来てくださった皆さん、テレビで、応援してくださった皆さん、本当にありがとうございました。この結果は本当に一つの目標として取り上げてて、それを達成することができたので本当に嬉しく思います。本当に皆さんの応援のおかげでここまで来れました。本当にありがとうございました。
我想对我中国的粉丝说，非常感谢大家，也是因为大家的支持，我才能得到今天的表现。
I want to thank my Chinese fans and for your support. Thank you. Congratulations again. We are so happy for you. Have a good time. 让我们再次祝贺日本选手坂本花枝。
Thank you.
Well, that concludes coverage of the women's free program. We hope you've enjoyed brilliant skating.
How
Hana
wonderful
Yoshida
to see
takes-
her. Wasn't
Go
it
ahead, Mark.
brilliant? Oh, just fantastic. And Hana Yoshida was second actually in the free skate, courtesy of that triple axel and triple combinations. And now she really pushes herself up as a contender now in the world rankings.
Loena Hendrickx takes the silver with a brilliant program, a couple of little mistakes, but really stood out, different, innovative, simply her. That closing right on the judging panel, something very special and daring.
And we've just heard from Kaori Sakamoto. She said ichi, 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 first is what she wanted on the Grand Prix series in both her assignments and the final. And she's finally done it. Like chalk and baits in the ice dance competition, seasoned campaigner, the world champion, taking their first Grand Prix final title this season.
That concludes the coverage of the women's free program. Thank you for watching.